Hi guys, it's Saturday. I have a few minutes, so I thought I'd talk about the equine herpes virus, as everyone is. As you all may know, there is an outbreak right now in Texas and Alberta. First thing I want to talk to you about is that equine herpes virus has been around for years. It happens every year. It spikes at certain times. It goes away. It comes and goes. It's a wave. Every horse pretty much, or most horses in their lifetime, have come into contact with this virus. There are about 9 different types of the equine herpes virus. Most times a horse will come into contact with it, it'll have a little infection, get over it, and that's it. No big deal. But most of them will come into contact with it in their life. I have, I guess you could say, a 6-pronged approach to how to help your horse through or prevent this situation from taking hold. And the first one starts with vaccinations. Number one important thing. So talk to your vet about a vaccination protocol. Vaccines help reduce the virus's ability to shed and replicate, and also their circulatory amount. It's also important to know, though, that vaccines do not completely prevent the neurological aspects that come along with EHV1. So number two, Number 2 is biosecurity measures. So I have this great document that's put out by AAEP, and I'm going to share this in my notes for you. And there's also a link to a really great biosecurity document as well. So I'm going to share those 2 links with you. Highly recommend you read that. It goes over what is the herpes virus, and it talks in great detail about it. So it's probably one of the best well-written articles that I have found. So I highly recommend that you take a look at that. It's really important when you're talking about biosecurity to understand that the virus, this EHV virus, can last on things for up to 7 days, but between 7 and 30 actually. It can live, if it's a warm and moist environment, like maybe a tack room or maybe a feed room even, for up to 30 days. So it's really important to talk to your vet and figure out, if you're isolating or quarantining a horse, how long should that be. I always am one to go to the max because you want to make sure everyone's safe. So I would say anywhere from 21 to 30 days would be your best bet. But again, your vet has the call on that. Number 3 is stress. So stress has the most impact on the immune system. It sort of wears down the immune system the fastest of anything else, stress. So try to keep your routines at your barn sort of normal. Try to keep everything status quo. Try not to, set off fireworks at your barn. I don't know, whatever. Just try to keep everything calm and cool and collected. Some people leverage things like magnesium or calmers like Omega Alpha Chill or something like that to help during these times, to help support their horse's immune system. So those are things that you can do as well. Number 4, and one of the most important as well, is nutrition. So it's really, really super important that you're providing your horse with their recommended daily intake of nutrients every day. The best way to do that is a commercial feed. Sorry, but it is. So either a ration balancer, a performance feed, or a complete feed. Again, there are only 3 types of feed, and all horses will fit or want to fit into one of these 3 feeds. Ration balancers, performance feeds are more for horses that are working really hard or have a big job. And then complete feeds are those like a senior feed, which includes sort of not just your daily requirements of amino acids and nutrients, but also forage for the day. So pick your poison there, or they're not poison, sorry, that was a bad term, but pick which one your horse would do best on. And feed it to tag amount. So this is where a lot of people really do a disservice to their horse. They'll kind of give a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of beet pulp and a little bit of this. Best bet is honestly Timothy alfalfa cubes and a ration balancer. That's the best, absolute best way to feed just your everyday average horse. My favorite is the Purina Equilibrium Equalizer. There's also Purina Equilibrium Optimal, which is a higher protein. But at minimal, you have to provide your horse with those requirements every day. Yeah, it's super important. And also feed, make sure, if I didn't say that, I can't remember. Feed to tag. So your tag amount will have to do with how much your horse weighs and how much they're exercising or what their lifestyle requirement is. If you have some problems like maybe Cushing's or something else, you can reach out to an equine nutritionist or an equine nutrition advisor who can help you figure out. I'm always happy to help. If you shoot me an email and you want to know exactly how much you should be feeding of something, I can do the calculations like that for you. No charge, so no problem there. Number 5 is supplementation. There's a document going around right now talking about lysine and the use in the horse world. Everyone's saying, oh, feed lysine, feed lysine. And a lot of companies are taking advantage of this. Personally, I always like to provide my nutrients in my horse's food rather than adding a whole ton of supplements. I do supplement some things, given the time of year, given whatever is needed. But honestly, just like with humans, it's best to get your nutrients from your food. The thing with the supplemental lysine that people are talking about right now is that the only animal research is actually been done on cats, and cats are very, very different than horses or humans. There is a lot of human research on lysine and how it affects the cell, a virus's ability to latch onto our cells. So there are documents about that. Now, this is where it kind of gets a little weird for me. I don't get this, but there's a lot of nutritionists and people out there saying don't supplement equine lysine to equines. But when you're talking about immune health, the main thing you can do for immune health is amino acid supplementation through food first, and then if not through food, through supplements. What's the main limiting amino acid that horses require? Lysine. So this is where it gets weird. So I guess really what they're saying with that document that's going around is don't supplement, get it in their feed, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of, doesn't make sense to me, but anyhow, yeah. So make sure that you are feeding a balanced diet that has vitamins, minerals, and appropriate amino acids. And so don't forget, there are 3 limiting amino acids that are essential for your horse's diet. And those, of course, are number 1, lysine, methionine, and threonine. So those are the 3 that your horse requires to be able to bond molecules together and create proteins. Interestingly too, if you think also about vitamins and minerals, the 2 vitamins that help support the immune system are E and C, and the 2 minerals that help support the immune system are selenium and zinc. Now it's important to know that E supports selenium and C supports zinc. C is a water-soluble vitamin. So as long as your horse is getting some sort of vitamin C, which it will if it's being fed a ration balancer, a performance feed, or a complete feed, that comes built in. Everything comes built in. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to do all the math and figuring it all out, worrying at night because you forgot something. It's all in there. Now with with E and selenium, E is a fat-soluble vitamin. So you have to have a fat source in your horse's diet to be able to absorb your E. And if you don't have enough E absorbed, you cannot utilize your selenium. So fat plus E plus selenium equals a happy horse. So again, don't just feed selenium. Don't just feed vitamin E. Don't just feed a vitamin E selenium supplement. Feed a vitamin E selenium supplement with an oil of fat, whether that's camelina. You can even feed canola oil. Canola is great because it has extra omega-3 acids in it. But personally, I like camelina oil. or rice bran oil. Rice bran oil has a few other things that can help with building muscle, but it doesn't have as much omega-3, so it has more 6. So oils are a whole other topic for another day, but just wanted to say that to help support the immune system, you need selenium and you need zinc. In order to utilize those, you need E and C. In order to utilize E, you need fat. Perfect. And that whole thing that's going around saying that horses can't absorb fat because they don't have a gallbladder, that's absolute horseshit. So I did do a talk on that. So if you want to look back, you can find that, and I explain all of that. What else here? Let me see. Oh yeah, and dietary daily free run trace mineral salt. That also helps support the cell membrane. And the last very important thing is daily exercise. So it's really important that your horse move around. For one thing, it helps with circulation, it helps with lymphatic drainage and the lymph system to work. It helps for the immune system to be able to send white blood cells around and look for viruses and things that it can destroy, search out and destroy. Yeah, I mean, circulation, anti-inflammatory properties of exercise. There's so many good things. It can actually even help. I talked about the locomotor coupling of the body in the canter at one point in another topic, and in the trot, where the digestive system pushes on the lungs, and that can help us expel pathogens through the respiratory tract. So that's another reason why equine respiration through exercise is really important for immune health and for your horse's overall health. So I hope my 6-stage approach helps you. I stayed under 15 minutes, actually 12 minutes. Yay, that's a record for me. If you have any questions, you need to figure out how much you should be feeding of something, shoot me a note. I'm happy to answer if I'm able to quickly. Sometimes I don't get back to people right away, and I'm sorry. I'm retired. I don't do this full time anymore. I have a busy life right now, so if I don't get back to you right away, just keep sending me messages and I'll eventually answer you. So I apologize for that. But anyway, be well. Love your ponies. Take care. Bye.